All right, we're a month into the Major League Baseball season, which means I have some thoughts, but I didn't really want to just give them to you in a podcast setting or just talk at you for a little bit. So let's have some fun and play some baseball while we talk about some baseball. I'm Tim Crowley. This is 5 innings and 5 thoughts. So we're about a month into the Major League season, and I figured as we talk through what we've seen for the first month, let's play a little baseball. We'll go with this week's Sunday Night Baseball matchup with the Philadelphia Phillies visiting the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phillies, Jameson Taillon on the mound for the Cubs. There was plenty that we saw through those few days in March, those first few days in April, and what's come throughout the rest of this month. Some teams that are a bit of a feeling out process in the American League, and also some really, really good teams in the National League. So as we get our first look at Wrigley on the night, let's talk about our first thought as we enter the first inning. All right, first thought of the year, there were some concerns early on in the year that the Red Sox were going to have some struggles offensively, even with the caliber of the lineup that they had. That hasn't proved to be the case as of late, as the Red Sox have really gotten the bats going. Really good week. Obviously, the steal of home is the one that headlines it, but you saw the offense, particularly on Sunday, really start to kick it into gear. Get out. Get going. Harry, Carey, maybe, Bryce Harper. That's like the second power swing I've done the entire year of playing this game, but apparently it does the job, and Bryce Harper goes yard in this first game, the first episode. So Bryce Harper, welcome to the fun on 5 innings and 5 thoughts. That's how you start off a first inning. And more home runs like that, you're going to help the Red Sox. These guys like Alex Bregman, Rafael Devers, Tristan Casas maybe starting to turn a corner. Had the walk-off hit, the couple 3-run home runs against the Seattle Mariners. This is what the Red Sox need to see and Alex Cora needs to see. Oh, and by the way, they're still waiting on Roman Anthony at some point. Eventually, the hardest hitting bat in the minors also factors into this as well, and that's going to be a big start when the Red Sox really get to kick this roster into gear. I do really love this camera angle of Wrigley Field with Nola on the mound. Decent curveball. 0-2, circle change maybe? Make a play, Alec. That is, that's not going to do it. All right, Kyle Tucker, we are not giving you anything to hit. Alec. Okay. Nicholas, would be nice for you to move. Well, we quickly gave that away, didn't we? Please go foul. And of course not. Well, that is not a first inning you look to build around. Nola wore that. Whoa. Make a play? No, of course not. Should we challenge? Yeah, of course we got a challenge. Probably not. It's probably not going to get overturned, but we'll try it. Maybe. Rob Thompson, can we get a call? No, we can't. Okay. Still don't have an out, but we can work on that. Uh-oh. Kepler, get there, please. Nice play. Hit your cut, hit your cut, hit your cut. 1-2 to PCA. How about a strikeout? That was off the plate, but we will gladly take it. All right. There's 2 outs. Can we limit this a little bit? Yeah, that's probably not a strike to a lefty, but we'll take it. Castellanos is there. And finally, the end of the inning. Well, 4-1 Cubs after 1. We got some work to do as we head to the top of the second. Thought number 2. The Mets have been absolutely on fire at home, and maybe that ends up being the reason they win the National League East. Recording this after Sunday Night Baseball, the Mets are 12-1 at Citi Field this year in an absolutely ridiculous start. And this is still without really getting Juan Soto going. OPS under 800, batting average under 250. But guys like Pete Alonso, who no one really knew what was going to happen in this offseason, has finally resurged, leading the league in slugging, up there in OPS plus. So that reemergence from Pete Alonso, it's surely paying off. But maybe the most important thing and the most encouraging about the Mets, how about that starting pitching? They've looked really sharp across the board, leading the league, best ERA, best staff in baseball in terms of ERA so far. They have looked really good. So all those things about the Mets. Soto's still waiting to get going. Lindor's still a star. Alonso really having this reemergence after the new contract, but that starting pitching is making the difference. Safe? All right. That's a bad chase on me. You know, Alec had the 2 errors in the first inning. That swings on me. It's about the guy holding the controller. That is a not ideal way to end the top of the second inning, leaving a runner in scoring position. All right, new inning, bottom of the second inning. Can we get a little bit? And we're going to start with a pitch clock violation. That's sick. Not a great start to the bottom of the second, but maybe a clean inning for Aaron Nola here. 3-2 fastball. Come on. Kepler, please get back on this. Please get back on this. Please get back on this. Good range, Max. All right, Kyle Tucker again. Let's keep this away. That's not away. Thank you, Max. Oh, wait, what am I doing? He's going back to first. Okay, that would have been really bad, but double play. There we go. We'll take it. All right, top of the third. This Phillies offense still needs a little help from me, hopefully with some better swing decisions. That was not it. But in the meantime, thought number 3. Aaron Judge just doesn't stop hitting. Year in, year out, he's been the same guy for years, an absolute beast. Judge is hitting over 400 through the first month of the season, which is even an absolutely crazy standard even for him. Already 8 home runs, close to 30 RBIs through a month, and that OPS well over 1,200. Yankees lineup got very veteran heavy this year with the additions of Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt. They needed Aaron Judge to be the man again, and he has been nothing but that for the Yankees. He's going to be in the race once again for American League MVP. Try? Maybe? No. I did not pitch him through a first inning and just haven't really given him much run support since then. So that's on me. Need another clean inning. Turn 2. 6-3 double play, much needed. There we go. Quick inning for Aaron Nola, maybe? Part of the order coming back up to the plate. Dansby is fighting and fighting and fighting. Come on. Good pitch, Aaron. 2 clean innings. Now just need the bats to do something. And by the bats doing something, I mean me making better swing decisions. All right, top of the 4th. Need some runs. Bryce Harper's up. Let's see how this inning starts before we get to take number 4. What am I swinging at? Thought number 4. The Tigers' starting rotation is really fun to watch. Tarek Skubal, Jack Flaherty. How about the return of Casey Mize already with 4 wins on the season? This is a group that's going to be built on pitching. We saw that last year as they made their run through the American League playoffs. It's going to be the case again, and if their bats can get going, this is the starting rotation that can be the best in the American League Central and ultimately win that division crown to represent Detroit in the playoffs for a 2nd straight year. So far, the American League reigning Cy Young winner in Skubal, plus Flaherty, plus Mize, that's been a really good trio. All right, Castellanos, you already have 1 hit. How about another? I need to stop swinging at balls. What a brutal inning. I can't hit in this game every other day. So, gonna need it in the 5th. There we go. Finally racking up some strikeouts. Good pitch. Cutter, 4th inning. Let's try it. I'm literally just going to keep throwing the cutter this inning and see if anything happens. That was hit a little hard. Maybe we'll go back to the knuckle curve. I think we got PCA earlier on this pitch. Let's try it. Good spot. Love that location. Aaron, I feel bad that I can't score any runs for you. Trey Turner, make a play. All right, outside of that first inning, I feel like I've been dealing on the mound. Bat side, I can't hit anything. So 1 more chance to score, and also our final of the 5 thoughts as we head to the 5th inning. Good, JT. Maybe go 2. No. Hold up. Final thought number 5. Some of these Phillies reactions are a little overblown. I understand this is way too talented of a team to be around 500. Yes, the bullpen struggles, those can be talked about, but there's too much starting pitching depth, and this lineup is too good to go quiet for too long. The Phillies are going to be just fine. They're going to be a playoff team in 2025, but if the Mets keep getting the starting pitching they have and play the way they have at Citi Field, this could be a year where they take home the NL East crown. Get base hit, and no. Well, that'll do it for that. I need to learn how to hit in the show again on a more consistent basis, but hope this was fun. 5 innings, 5 thoughts. Maybe we'll be back to do this and wrap up the month of May soon. For now, I'm Tim Crowley. Make sure to follow along the Connect the Game podcast back again this week. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you back here next time.